So, this is DinoGenics from Ninth Haven Games. Justin, another game that he has picked up. He hasn't really had an opportunity to get playing this yet, but we couldn't resist the opportunity of getting to show you guys what's inside, because like many of these Kickstarter projects, everyone wants to get it, but at the time it happens to be on, most of us don't have the money in our pocket to play with. So, if you're not one of the fortunate ones and you're watching out for this coming, you haven't had a close look at it, here we go, taking the lid off and getting a bit of a news inside. Now, I know that it's a worker placement game, even though I haven't got playing it, because I did follow enough of what was going on, and I've got to say it was one that quite tickled my fancy. Now, in terms of the pitch of the game, get this, each player, 1 to 5, is a multi-billionaire. You've got lots of money to spend, and you want to do something cool, and you've decided to open a dinosaur theme park on an uninhabited island. I mean, original. And you have at your disposal various resources. You'll acquire alien? Huh, maybe. Dinosaur DNA. You'll have scientists sort of create your dinosaurs from the DNA. You'll splice DNA to get fancy dinosaurs. You'll have workmen building buildings on the site for you to attract visitors with other things. You'll have to buy things like goats and whatnot to feed the dinosaurs and keep them occupied and keep your visitors safe and happy. Your visitors' happiness is, of course, your ultimate goal, because the more visitors you get, the more income you get. You can play it straight-laced and be a nice, honest businessman and do everything above board, or there is scope to exploit the black market and do underhanded deals to try and get the edge on your opponents. Now, this box is a hefty brute. It is chock-a-block of stuff. Say it's chock-a-block of stuff. I've seen the pictures, but I haven't really had an opportunity to kind of go lid off, have a look, because Justin tends to be very protective of his things. So, join me as we take a slightly closer look at what you will get inside if you're fortunate enough, or indeed want to, get one of these. So, lid off. It's a sturdy box, as it would need to be, given the weight of it. But no cheapness there. That's nice to see. Manual. Decent enough quality manual. Sort of slightly above standard magazine. And the first thing, if you've been watching our videos that you'll know I do, is I'll flick through and go, are there lots of pictures? Because I like lots of pictures, and there are indeed. First impressions would suggest that comfortably this is one of those rule books that's going to walk you through it quite nicely, explaining what all the components are, how they relate to each other, and how they will work with nice visual examples as and when it comes to doing anything in the game. So that's always a big help, especially with a complex thing like a worker placement. So, bing, point for that. Ooh, very fancy control panel. This is the panel for controlling your reputation. So the various players have a track here to stick a cube into. This is really heavy embossed card. It's really very, very nice indeed. And up here we have the seasons and the amount of visitors coming through the site, and I presume these slots here are for the round trackers as well. So that's very nice indeed, and very solid. Oh, now this is pretty. Game boards, right? Yes, and there is 5 of these, which are, yeah, fair enough. They're all the same. That's fine. 5 players, 5 game boards, all the same. These are all doing the same sort of thing. Again, this is this heavily embossed card, tracking the dinosaurs that you've got, dinosaurs value along here, nor a cube to pop in. Looks like we have recesses for facilities that you'll put onto the site. And over here it looks like where you're going to be keeping your dinosaurs, little compounds out on the island, and helicopter launch pads as well. And again, that is a very solid bit of kit, very nice indeed. I like that. Game board. Well, you can't really do worker placement without somewhere to place your workers. Okay, back is completely plain and upside down. Imagine giving you a game board that's upside down. Okay, that's rather pretty. Yep. Nice big visual. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 11, 12 places to place your workers. Several spaces for the various card decks and then a score or reputation tracker for the outside edge. But looks very nice, that, yeah, I like that. Pretty. Jet coming in as well. Okay, cool, that's nice. Ooh! So we have a sorting tray already in the box. That's quite swish. Seems like a fairly solid one. Alright, okay, like this. Little fences, little electrified fences for separating your compounds. You build your compounds to keep your meeple dinosaurs in. Look, little meeple dinosaurs. Okay, I'm sold. That's it. I need this. I don't care. I like that. The little meeple dinosaurs are awesome. There's a whole pattern. You'll be getting a closer look at all this, obviously, as I'm rattling through it. But yeah, we have a whole host of dinosaur meeples. Dozens of them in here. All various little chaps. And it looks like a couple of kind of mutant ones as well. Or something that I just don't recognise. But they definitely look more vicious than your standard kind of dinosaur. And there's goats! One of the resources that you will need for keeping your dinosaurs in the reservation and keeping your visitors safe and, most importantly, happy as well. So that's lovely. They're all in there. Worker meeples. They've got little workman's hats on. Got little ribbed workman's hard hats on. Class. Okay, so those are your placement items. We've got the cubes and tokens, sea life ones in here as well. Fish, sweets, confectionery, and your cubes for tracking things. We've got our dice, which seem to have varying degrees of dinosaur attack, judging by the slashes, and then a couple of happy faces. I'm reckoning you're going to want happy faces most of the time for that. And then we've got visitor meeples, just a little red visitor meeples. Just get tiny meeples. No entry and closed signs, things that obviously go wrong and get shut down. Card decks, we've got big stack of cards with the DNA symbol on it. And indeed, yes, these are dinosaur DNA cards. So these are the cards you'll be looking for in order to try and grow and breed your dinosaur attractions, with varying degrees of difficulty and expense to get. So I'm going to reckon that these cards must be, well, a couple of different types of cards. Right, we've got black market cards. These look like sort of computer files, kind of secret unnamed computer files. And then on the fronts of these, yeah, various black market, offshore screening, offshore contractors, rapid suggestion, reinforced pens, DNA splice, research pact, strong arm the market, public relations campaign. So there's a mixture of good, bad, and kind of underhand things in here to help you along. What were these other cards then? Breaking news. Gain popularity, gain followers. If you have 2 more occupied hotels, resolve a rampage check for dinosaur in your park. Okay, so these are a mixture. News events seem to be a mixture of good and bad things. So possibly bits that you will play on yourself or opponents play on you. Not sure on the aspect of those. But done to look like sort of a standard news broadcast. Helicopter in the air over the island. Nice, like that. Alright, these are your dinosaur reference trait condensed season overview. So just a little prompt cards for the mechanics and progression of the game. Got a bag of, I'm going to reckon this must be the tile building sort of things. It's embossed as well. Yep. These are, yeah, biodomes, nature habitat, newsroom, accommodation, fairground attractions. These are all little tiles that go in these spaces on the board then, and will obviously have different score values depending on what you've managed to get for that as well. And presumably these are changeable through the game. I imagine you can probably get and upgrade things. Maybe, don't know. You have to take pot luck. If it's in a draw bag, you're probably drawn blind for them, I'm going to guess. Haven't read that aspect of it up. There's a few more in there, and then there's like round tokens not, well, literally round tokens, but I think they are the round tokens for tracking the round. And we have a couple of frames here, upcoming and active, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5. This must be stuff, events that come along that people have the option of taking. That one's for a 3-player game, A, and B is for a 5-player game. Cool. Well, I mean, that's it. That's and you will have been joining me in getting a closer look at those aspects as we've sort of rattled through it. That's a hefty big box of stuff. Looks quite interesting. It's beautifully done. Component-wise, there's nothing to fault in here. It does get spoken of fairly well on the Tinternet, and we've certainly been enjoying worker placements, and I've got to say, having now had a proper look inside this, quite keen to actually get a full game in and see how it plays out. Does look as if it's going to be an interesting one. So stay tuned for that. We'll try and give you a gameplay vid as and when we get our heads around playing it as well. Thanks for watching.